Crypto.com accidentally sent a customer $6 million. He didn't return it. He spent it. What would you have done? This is Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button because we got 4 phenomenal guests on today. We're going to go ahead and start. He just got tweeted kind of by Beeple. It is FadedWealth. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I don't know what the hell happened today. It's been like a pretty crazy day.
He's hovering right now. He's actually floating right now. You can't tell.
No, honestly, it's what it sort of feels like. I was so surprised. Basically, I've been like really like head first into the whole SocialFi thing. Really like looking into building products and tools around friend tech and other like all these other copycats that have been coming out. So I organized like a resource guide this morning, and then apparently it ended up in front of people. So he decided
Great stuff. Check out Beeple's X account if you want to see that. Good job there, Fade. I hope you get a lot of followers off that one. Also on today, we have Dylan Rose, but watch out, he might bring out the thorns today. Dylan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like every week I have a different background.
Okay, and I feel like every week I'll have another bad Rose pun. When's the last time you heard he has the thorns or a thorn variation?
Yeah, no, I actually get more so D Rose, right? Like the basketball player.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the old round leather ball they put in the hoop. Also on today, we have Taco. Taco, wait a minute, I don't have my coffee mug, but that's the devil that everyone sees on the coffee mug. Taco, how are you doing today?
I'm good. It's been a while, but I'm glad to be back on Around the Blockchain with all these amazing guests.
Are you in the metaverse?
Yeah. You see my house? It's behind that mountain to the left.
All right, don't look directly at the digital sun. It will burn your cornea. And then last but not least, first time on the show, I believe, right? It is Matthew from MicroStrategy. How are you doing today, Matthew?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here. And I really would have thought you would have led with every rose has its thorn joke, but I guess it didn't land that one. So maybe
I believe I've already used that one. So I'm scraping the bottom of the rose petals right now. All right, well, let's talk about, we got to change the bottoms here. We're going to talk about a fake Aptos. Everybody, a fake Aptos token just happened. But here's the catch. People were actually able to deposit it as real Aptos, and then they were able to cash out, folks. Upit was the one that was taking the fake Aptos deposits there and withdrawals, but don't worry, they have since halted it. You can't go buy the fake Aptos and then try to trade it in. The app token had a little message. Told you to go to claimaptgift.com. They airdropped it to about every single apt wallet out there and infiltrated 400,000 wallets. It said claimaptgift.com. Likely part of an airdrop scam. They will drop links to hundreds of thousands of people and just hope that a fraction of 1% will actually go to the link and then maybe even connect their wallet, and then they could drain the wallets there. Upbit has reportedly started to request refunds from users who sold the fake app. So Upbit, they got sold the fake app, but they're like, hey, man, that wasn't right. And now they're trying to claw back refunds from these customers. The issue has been fixed, and they can confirm they have resumed app deposits and withdrawals after completing their wallet inspection there. Now, FadedWealth, I mean, that almost seems like a good way to make some wealth, not to fade up it by any means there, but is it ethical to sell fake tokens to a multi-million or potentially even multi-billion-dollar exchange?
Well, it really depends on how we choose to look at this technology, right? Like, if it really is fully about decentralization and self-custody, then that's not the mistake of the person that received it, technically, right? And what if they didn't necessarily know either, that it was fake? Now, if you intentionally were a part of putting this together and kind of corroborating it on the back end, yeah, that's pretty messed up. I don't think you should do that, but if it just so happens to be and you didn't necessarily know, I don't know. That's a really tough one.
Yeah. If you didn't know, it just said apt. Man, I just traded it. That's all I know. Dylan Rose, what would you do in the situation? You learn that, hey, they're actually accepting this fake Aptos. What's the Rose method?
I'd probably call my lawyer first. Just to get it out of the way. I'd call my lawyer. I'd say, what do you think we should do? And yeah, probably, go and exploit it as much as possible. I'd move pretty quick, make a couple phone calls, and probably make the trade of a lifetime, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's got to be through the lawyer. But who knows, man? You look back. This could be my Japan ARB, which is like the or I think it was the Korea ARB, right, where FTX got his start, was exploiting a price discrepancy in Japan. So this could be my version of that.
Yeah, Sammy Boy had the kimchi premium, and Dylan, you got the I apped you there. Now, Taco, what are your thoughts as Aptos as a whole? It's a newer coin. It's sparked a lot of VC interest, but it hasn't tested the multiple bear markets or bull markets. So no one really knows what's going to happen this next bull run. What do you think?
What I want to know is how the blockchain actually made these fake tokens. There must be something written in where they were able to send real tokens to people. And I mean, personally, if I saw this in my wallet, I wouldn't interact with it. If I go on look at my OpenSea wallet of all my NFTs, I've got hundreds of fake ones claiming to be real. They already have like an offer for 1 Ethereum on them. So like you would think, hey, I could just click that button and sell it. However, that's how they fish you and that's how they scam you. So I would be cautious about how the Aptos blockchain operates. If fake tokens are able to like sneak through the cracks and able to get into people's wallets, that part is very confusing to me, because like I've seen these like claim so and so. I get X messages all the time, people tagging me in those fake giveaways, and yeah, every single one of them is a phishing website. So this is like the opposite of a scam, a phish. It's like, hey, these are actually real tokens that we didn't mean to give you, or maybe they did mean to give you, and there's a fault in the Aptos blockchain. So I would have to do a deeper dive into how Aptos actually operates and how this is even possible, because this doesn't sound like something that the developers almost had to have built this into the ability for the Aptos blockchain to operate, some feature that they added in. So I'd stay away from Aptos, but if you're an investor, I mean, it's a new L1. Like DZ said, it's got VC backing. So there potentially could be money to be made. But it kind of reminds me of Solana with the VCs and this kind of sketchiness on the blockchain. That's my thoughts.
All right. And it seems like it might be the Upbit developers who are more at fault than the Aptos developers. Now, Taco, I'm going to pretend like I know what this means. So take my orneriness with a grain of salt. Taco, it's so easy. You don't know why the Aptos was able... Yeah, how did such a huge and foolish incident occur? Well, Taco, duh. It seems during the process of reflecting AppCoin deposits, there's a failure to check the type arguments, and all same function transfers were recognized as the same app native token. Duh! You didn't know about the checking the type arguments and all same function transfers? Come on, man. Come on, dude. I remember my first day in crypto.
God, I mean, I must have skipped over that chapter.
That is right up there with remember to write down your seed phrase, Taco. You got to remember that.
Well, that's why I sent it to you, so you can put it in your safe for me. That's our agreement, right?
Let's move on. All right. Okay. Now, I don't know what you're talking about, Taco. All right. Now, Matthew, a token lands in your wallet. It's called claimfreematthewcoin.com. What should a person do in that scenario?
Well, it doesn't take a financial advisor to tell you that you should not click any links that come to you, especially from unknown sources. We have seen time and time again that people have unfortunately made that same mistake and their funds have been lost, or even worse. This I'm also seeing with clients in the NFT space looking to sell their art, even on Instagram. People are phishing them with links about this kind of stuff, and they're asking, is this stuff legit? Why can't they do this on OpenSea or this other marketplace? So unfortunately, we're in this place where people are getting phished, but hey, this happened in the early internet days too. It's not really any different, and there's legal things that we can do to take ourselves off the block for that kind of stuff. So don't click any links. If it's in your portfolio, if your portfolio says $10 and all of a sudden you have $20 in your portfolio, nobody gives away free money. So at least do some double checking on that and make sure that you're looking into the right stuff. All
right, and just one more brief description here, Taco. Well, under normal circumstances, when the function is execute, it should check the value of arguments as a condition. However, it appears when the function is recognized as the same, if all were tokens were sent there, they could have been mistakenly treated. So yeah, a lot of tech stuff. I don't want to say kudos to we call him a hacker programmer who figured it out, but hey, I'm not saying I wouldn't buy him a beer or that I would, but I'm not going to get mad at you if you do. All right, let's talk about MicroStrategy's macro bet, everybody. That's right. Michael Saylor, mortgage your house to buy more Bitcoin. If you got a business, sell the business to buy more Bitcoin. That's what he said, at least in 2020. Well, in a regulatory filing, it revealed between August 1st and the 24th, they had purchased $150 million worth of Bitcoin, came out to 5,445. Average price, $27K for this recent purchase. Overall, they've spent about $29K. So they're actually they're buying in a little bit lower than their average price here. They now hold 158,000 Bitcoin, worth about 4.1 billion. The downside is it's worth 4.1. They paid 4.7 for it. So they're down about $600 million. They first bought August 2020. Bitcoin was 11K when they first bought some. They bought $250 million worth. All right. Well, FadedWealth, you're now MicroStrategy. You're the new CEO. He is the chairman still, but he has stepped down. He's hired you. It is you now. What price as a CEO would you want to stay below for your Bitcoin purchases? I imagine you don't want to keep buying all the way to 50 or even new price discovery. You would like to buy under 20, but what's the cutoff where you say this level, let's go ahead and pump the brakes?
I think anything under 30K, honestly.
Under 30,
as long as
okay.
I think anything under 30K. Historically, you're probably going to do okay. We still have the Bitcoin happening, coming up next year. So that represents a pretty decent opportunity. I think it also is very company specific or industry specific as well, because what else are you using that capital for, right? So if you're a CPG company, that could go towards, expanding the retailers that you're offering your, consumer packaged goods, might not be the best use case there. But, if you're in a little bit more of like a TradFi field or kind of like more so designated specifically towards finance, where it's not necessarily working capital, doesn't seem like a bad trade-off. I mean, we're starting to see a lot of the biggest, investment institutions in the world starting to look at Bitcoin. So,
all right. Yeah, hundreds of millions being poured into it by this man. Now, Dylan, they have 158K. Well, 210K would be 1% of all Bitcoin ever to exist. Do you think that they'll ever go from 158 to 210? Will they ever reach 1% of all Bitcoin?
I think so. I mean, it's, unless you think that within the next year, MicroStrategy is going to go under, they're going to survive the next run. They're, I'm not saying they're traded like an ETF, but they're somewhat traded like an ETF, right? So being really early to the market, making incredibly bold claims, and, ultimately being right at some period in time is going to probably get him a lot more capital. And his stance. He's going to drive that all in Bitcoin. So yes, 210 and possibly more. I don't see why he would stop.
All right. Caleb Franzen actually kind of summed up what you're saying real quick. I'm going to try to pull it up. It might take me. All right. MicroStrategy market cap, 4.5 billion. Their holdings, 4.1 billion. So that means their, net difference here, 500 million. They're essentially trading at less than 1x sales while giving investors access to spot via Bitcoin via leverage. Amazing there. Great breakdown by Caleb, and good point. One extra point for Dylan there. All right, now Taco, what are your thoughts about Michael Saylor? We've joked about him. We used to share an office. We used to joke about him. Someone in chat, he bought near 50K. The man never knows when to stop buying Bitcoin. What are your thoughts on the man?
I think he is the digital pioneer that is bringing legacy finance into the crypto space, or at least that's what he's trying to do, because their goal is to accumulate as many Bitcoin as they can for their shareholders. So, I mean, I feel like I said, I think he's just like a pioneer in this space. He's trying to spread the message about what Bitcoin is. It's like digital real estate. If you were to buy like land in Manhattan when it was in development. So he's he's drawing parallels between like legacy finance and this new digital frontier. I feel like, he's going to go down in the history books as one of the main contributors to the adoption of Bitcoin on that level of like VCs and actual financial institutions.
All right. Well, Matthew, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. We're going to remember Michael the man, as the laser-haired weirdo who's probably slightly autistic. I want to ask you, how will history remember MicroStrategy?
I think it's a great question. I would have to disagree with Taco in a sense, because I think MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor are not particularly pioneers. I think they're just acquirers of an asset. What makes them special in this space, and how MicroStrategy and he will be remembered, not as technological pioneers, but as people who understand that Bitcoin is a fundamental internet of value that is going to transition us from an inadequate, archaic ecosystem of finance into something greater. And by being able to acquire as much as possible at prices like this, you're going to be making it possible for yourself to have substantial influence in the, not just country, but in the world as a whole. If you control 1% of Bitcoin, and probably as a ratio even more than that at 210,000, because there's 3 or 4 million that aren't coming back into circulation. So again, not the smartest people. It doesn't have, and MicroStrategy doesn't do anything. They just buy Bitcoin, right? He actually stopped doing other business so that they could just buy more Bitcoin. It's not rocket science. They're not pioneers, but they see how Bitcoin is going to change the world.
Do you think that strategy takes them to $1 trillion company?
Absolutely. And they're doing it the right way. They're doing it with long-term conviction, as an investment advisor would tell you, and they're dollar cost averaging. They're lowering their total cost of capital, and they're just going to sit and hold on it. They know that things are coming. They're not playing the short game. They're in it for the long haul. And
I can't believe I didn't wear my black button-up T-shirt today. I just got the regular black crew neck. I should have wore the button-up. All right. Well,
I want to interject on that. You don't believe that Michael Saylor is one of the first major companies to explore this new frontier of, digital ownership, and he's spreading that message to his shareholders, and he's trying to get other businesses and other people around the world to see what he's doing and see how this is potentially going to be very profitable for him and his company.
Don't you think he's highly incentivized to get everybody to want to also buy Bitcoin? Because if nobody else does it, his bag is worth less. So of course he's incentivized to go out and do that and be this person that says, this is the new technology, this is the way of things. But what his strategy is not particularly new. It's not particularly innovative. He's just buying and holding and probably lending and staking.
All right. So you'd give a little assessment to his strategy, a micro, if you will. Taco, go ahead. Last of them, we'll switch gears.
Well, I was just going to add to it. Like, Bitcoin technically isn't new or innovative. I mean, it's been around for 10, 12 years. So I don't know. I think we agree and disagree on some points. And that's just what I want to say.
You know what? We're probably disagreeing over what new means. It could be as simple as that. All right. Well, let's talk about, oops, I spent it again. We're talking about crypto.com, though. Not Britney. Free Britney. Hashtag free Britney. We want to free Britney here. And was her sister an AI clone in that dancing video? We don't know. Let's show this headline. Australian man who spent this is American dollars, about 10 in Aussie bucks, $6.7 million erroneously from crypto.com refund, faces theft charges. He got the $6 million and he spent it, folks. Well, they sent it to the wrong guy. Instead of immediately reporting it, he went on a shopping spree instead. His name's Hatinder Singh, and he received the $6.7 million back in 2021 due to an accounting error. He was supposed to be refunded $64. The reason he was supposed to be refunded $64, he tried to deposit, but the bank account didn't match his customer name, so they tried to bounce back the $64. Well, instead of sending him back $64, they typed in his account number, 1047 to the tune of an 8-figure number, 10.47 Australian dollars there, million Australian dollars. After becoming aware of the overpay, oh no, hey, my bank all of a sudden has 10 million Australian dollars in it. He transferred the funds to a bank in Malaysia, and then he bought 4 houses, cars, art, and then he bought 3.2 chain link, folks. He went on to quite the shopping spree there. All right, well, FadedWealth, it seems to be a day of scams and people getting caught for scams here. You wake up And Crypto.com, they have sent you millions of dollars. I don't want to know what you would do. I want to know, what would you want to do?
Okay. Honestly, okay, so I don't think it was necessarily a bad idea that he tried to transfer it out to a bank in Malaysia. But it's tied to your government, right? So I would have to think of some sort of plan of either faking my death, like I don't exist anymore, transferring it out, maybe even putting it into other people's names, that's pretty much how I would do it. I think I don't want to teach people how to fucking scam and funnel money, but I think the smartest thing to do is probably try to get your closest friends, family members, try to divvy it up as much as possible. And yeah, at the end of the day, because it's not legitimately earned funds, you do have a limited time frame. So yeah, I mean, I think just kind of diffusing as much of the central point where it could get pointed back to you, and maybe going on a little shopping spree. Get a couple houses here.
Just read the instructions. I couldn't tell if they like Aptos or Solana. I have been reading. I'd buy Pokemon cards and CSGO skins like all the other money launderers, and then donate it so they look bad clawing it back. I would look for everybody that deposited into Celsius Earn account and dust everybody. A little bit of ETH there. Dylan Rose, he bought 4 houses, cars, art, 3.2 Chainlink. What are you buying?
Again, same answer. A lawyer is the first purchase.
3 points.
Like,
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, so this one, it's a little bit more obvious. Like if you just take it, it's fraud, right? You get a lawyer involved, maybe there's some loophole. So it'd be really difficult. I know I'm not. I probably should be saying like, what are my luxury purchases? It's hard though because I gotta figure. We gotta figure out how to actually get the money first. But let's assume we figured something out. I'd probably buy a private jet. That would be the first thing if there was enough there. Buy a small private jet.
All right, little private jet. Oh, so not like the Pepsi points where you turn in $1 million, you get a Harrier jet. No, you just mean like, top G style private jet.
Yeah, just something, if I want to, get away quickly, ready to go. Yeah.
All right, I like it. All right, now, Taco, does this change your opinion of Crypto.com or the Crow token?
Look, Crypto.com, the best thing that they have going for them is their name. I mean, It's perfect. Crypto.com. I mean, the first thing that people look for when they look for crypto is they go to Google, they type in crypto. So that is probably going to be on the top of the list of exchanges that they're going to use. However, it looks like they're going to need some internal financial, checks and balances when it comes to sending money and doing these things on the blockchain, because it's the beauty and the curse of the blockchain. I mean, you can send something, and if it's to the wrong address, you can never get it back. You can't hit refund. You can't hit redo. No, send it back. You can't do any of that. As soon as you send it from A to B, it's in that B address, and there's nothing you could do about it. So, I mean, like the other guest said, probably I would get a lawyer if I were to fall into that much money. But as far as the actual exchange and the token, I mean, yeah, they have a great name, so that they have got that going for them. As far as the way their business is ran, they're going to have to, kind of buckle down on who is sending and receiving funds and making sure that they're actually checking what they're doing.
All right, Chad is having some fun with this. Just read. All right, kind of funny. He would also buy a lawyer, Monero, CSGO skins, but no, I like his last suggestion: a boat that is accident prone. Oh man, that ledger just flew right off. I couldn't help it, folks. Beer and weed, okay, from Fourth there, and Jackie's gonna be a Tucker. Okay, all right. Biomex. I got a meeting with one of the people this week, man. I'll look into it. I'll answer. Ask me again on Friday. All right, Matthew. I just want to ask, what are your thoughts on this? And, what do you think of the implications of, hey, he got it, he spent it. Well, was that so wrong? They gave him the money, right?
I think it's really a matter of perspective here. And then it turns out, right, that they did give him the money. So in some respect, I guess it's kind of fine that he did what he did. I don't know that you'd really necessarily feel like you'd have to return it. I think there's a reason that they say possession is 99% or 9/10 of the law, right? Like if it's in my wallet, it must be mine. It's the same for any transaction that goes on the blockchain. So good luck getting Coinbase to give you back your $100 that you sent them, accidentally, an ERC20 token versus like a Bitcoin token. Like, you're never going to hear from them or their customer service folks. So, I think it's it kind of live and let live situation, and I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
What's your luxury purchase?
That's a great question. I want to say a golf course.
Ooh,
I could probably buy a golf course for $10 million.
A money-making enterprise.
The Linqto did. Yeah, the Linqto. Well, it's like buying an airline, right? Like it sounds cool in theory, but I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll go around the blockchain. Taco, what's your luxury purchase? Chat, also answer, what is your luxury purchase? Me, of course, I'm buying an additional 3.2 Chainlink. Taco, what about you?
I'm going to buy an island.
Buying an island.
Myself.
Okay, not near the island boys, though.
No, far away from them.
Yeah, we don't know who their father is either. It could be something sketch. All right, Dylan, what's your luxury item?
I already said it. It was a private jet.
Private jet. All right, you got the private jet. What else?
Something else. Okay. A boat? Is that too similar?
Another accident-prone boat. And dang it, what is up with all these boating accidents? And last but not least, FadedWealth. You just got 10 Australian bucks wealthier. What's your luxury purchase?
Ooh, I like art. I'd probably get a nice art piece. Yeah.
Okay, maybe like a Beeple.
Yeah, no, I would definitely get a Beeple. Yeah, 100%. Shout out to people.
Full circle. We made it full circle, folks. All right. We connected the beginning to the end, folks. That's all I was trying to do. All right. Well, that is all we have time for. And Matthew, I think he is streaming from where the Starlink's orbit. Matthew, when you win the episode, you get a little 10, 20, 30 seconds parting thoughts here. So take it home, buddy. The mic is yours. Please leave us with your closing thoughts.
I want to thank you again for making the time to have me on the show, and it's great to meet all the fantastic panelists. My name is Matthew Snyder. I work for MicroStrategy Group. I founded it. I'm a registered investment advisor, so a fiduciary here to help support your needs in any financial way that I can. You should pick up your copy of Warren Buffett in a Web3 World, 1,200 pages of Warren Buffett's financial investment wisdom condensed into a snackable Web3 investment guide for you. Thanks so much.
Did you write that?
I sure did, yeah.
All right. It wasn't AI,
awesome.
Was it, Matthew?
No, sir. I actually read all the shareholder letters, and we made it super easy for you to read.
No, I'm kidding. It sounds like a fantastic product. I'm not joking about that. Guys, if you go down into the description, you're going to see links for all the guests here. Dylan, I think it's only a second or third time. Faded, first time. Matthew, first time. So please, let's go. Let's show them that Around the Blockchain Hit Network love. Go into their channel. Maybe leave a like button. Maybe leave a comment. Tell them how you think their luxury item was bad in a totally unrelated video, so they'll look at the comments and say, what does this even mean? That would really be doing us a huge favor. Matthew, I'll be trying to check out that book. Shoot me a DM. I want to get a copy of that. That is all we got time for, folks. It's been a wonderful episode. It's been a wonderful day. Chat, you guys been great. All right, that's all we got. Hit the like button on your way out. Easy out.